um, I think I like it in a sense where if I take away sometimes how I feel about, I'm a city girl, regardless of my colour, regardless
Yeah,
of my race. I
so
like
am I.
beauty. Get me back to London or near London or even Exeter, like,
Yeah.
please. But even without that, taking away
Uh-huh.
that from it all, I
Yeah.
enjoy living. Sometimes I like my meditation.
Oh,
I like
100%.
manifesting. I like journaling. I like doing all of that. And I think living here, you do have to just take it for what it is. And I
Yeah.
love living where I do because not only is it giving me opportunities in terms of where I go to school, it's
Yeah.
giving me opportunities in a sense that I'm not necessarily going to live here again. So why would I let sort of
Yeah.
these things get into my head?
Certain
It's a mindset.
factors.
I think it's the mindset. So I enjoy living here because of the scenery. And I
Mm.
enjoy living here
Aye.
because of the opportunities that are given to me of the school I go to.
Okay.
What about you, Carolina?
Honestly,
Like
for
about
me,
Devon?
I was literally going to say the exact same thing as Reese. For me, I think it's the nature, the location in which North Devon is placed. I will always say, regardless of there will always be hassles and problems
Yeah.
wherever anyone lives, especially people of color in Western world. But apart from those factors that might be a problem, I think of Devon, and it's just like not very many people are actually blessed to see such beauty and scenery within this country. I live just by the beach, so five minutes away
Aye.
from the beach, and honestly, you walk around, and
Mm-hmm.
no matter what place in Devon you're in, it's beautiful,
It
it's
is.
quiet, it's
Yeah.
calm.
It is a
Yes.
really nice
You
place.
can hear the birds.
Yes.
You can wake up and go
Insects.
outside, and you smell the fresh air. And honestly, I think that about Devon to me is so beautiful. And another factor that I love
You know what?
is I have as Reese said as well, literally
Yeah.
the same thing for me. So many chances in Devon have occurred for me as as a person. So I have received so many chances down here that
Mm.
obviously I might not have received elsewhere.
Exactly.
And the thing I also love
Likewise.
about Devon, in correlation with the struggles that I may encounter as a minority, is
Yeah.
I am so lucky to have the chance to educate the few people that want to hear it and tell
Well,
them. Because the thing is, yeah, at the end of the day, we also need to empathize that some people here have just never had the chance to be like to learn what
they
what
never
we're
knew.
trying to portray. They don't know, they're
Yeah,
trying to learn these
exactly.
things. And I think for me, one of my greatest pleasures being
Mm.
in Devon is meeting genuine friends who genuinely question me about things, and I genuinely sit down and I tell them this ABCD, and I see the interest in them, and I see the way in which they actually take pride in being my friend, not because I'm black, but because I'm showing them what's out there in the real world, because the real world is diverse. When you go to uni, there's diversity. You wouldn't
Yeah.
want to go to uni with a very closed mind
No.
and then find yourself in trouble there for saying certain things or
And
behaving in
those
a
who don't
certain
learn
way.
now will feel it later. That's
You
the
see
thing.
that?
What
Exactly.
goes around comes around.
It
If you're going
does.
to if you treat someone some way, it will come back to you. If you learn a certain thing, it will not reverse back to you. And I think my
Exactly.
greatest pleasure was coming to Devon and
Mm.
being a very open-minded and forward person, talking about things that I felt deserved need to be spoken about, not only with my peers, but even
Mm.
right now here today with you guys as we're talking in
Yes.
class. I will always put in an input to
Yeah.
educate people in Devon of other places that
No.
are not Devon, and I
Well
take pride
done.
in
And
that.
if I can just add that knowledge is the key, and coming from, or should I say, knowledge, education is the key. You know what? as a young
I'll turn the light on as well.
Jamaican growing up, I'm going to soon do that as well. I was taught how important it was as a young Black child, how education was important, that I should make the most of this free education given to me.
It's the only thing that will make you.
Exactly. Now, in all of this, what I also realized was that with knowledge, you must be very wise as to what you absorb and retain. And so you know, because so many things I was actually seeing and being given as facts and as being history and was wrong. But how did I know it was wrong? I only felt it was wrong, but I had no proof. So I had to then find, and to do that, I had to research, and I was researching on the computer online and ask Google all these various different questions and figuring out, who am I? Yeah, who am I? And as a Jamaican, where did I come from? And I didn't want to just use DNA or what them call it, the ancestral blood DNA and stuff like that. I want to know from the geography, yeah, of my history, and then coming. So yeah, it was. I went through a stage where I learned and I learned and I learned, and then I then realized that, hold on, certain things that I was being told that when I was a child, and even when I was a teenager, and when I was even a young man in my 20s and my 30s, guess what? And it's wrong. Why? Our Black history is now being revealed. Yeah. Why? Technology is given the truth. And you know, it's so nice to be part of even, I will say this, so great to be here today with you three lovely ladies. And I tell you why, it's so nice to see how far we have come. And